Okay, get started here. All right, so we're going to be depicting the Battle of Hampton Roads, 1862. Took place between March 8th and 9th of that year. The Confederates were, of course, trying to run the Union blockade out of the Hampton Roads area, coming out of pretty much the James River Basin out towards the Chesapeake and so forth. This, of course, I stole from Wikipedia. This battle is the famous Battle of the Ironclads, the Monitor versus the Merrimac, which was later denoted as the CSS Virginia. So we're going to jump right in, and what I'm going to do is pretty much just go right through the order of play pretty slowly. I might have to look up a rule or two here or there. It's been a while since I played this game, probably at least about 3 years. I picked it up on War Games Vault, and it is still available there. It's very much worth it. Please buy it. It's very good, by David Manley. This was the first naval miniatures game I had ever played, or at least official rule-based naval. Of course, we all have played with ships in water and so forth. But the first game I played pretty much with official rules. It also got me into wargaming in general, specifically naval wargaming. At the time, I was a poor high school student and could only afford to paint a couple naval miniatures. The local group had a ton of ACW figures and models, so I steered away from it at first because there were so many people that already had models. So I went to David Manley's Form Line of Battle for Age of Sail. Now, I'll stop yapping. Let's get on with it. Scale this out of the way a little bit. And just put it in the corner. Alrighty then. One of the first things I need to do, which I didn't get ready, was bring in some dice. We're going to need primarily D10s. Bring out a good amount of them. D6s, I think a D20 occasionally. And we can duplicate these as needed. So what do we have out here? We have the Minnesota, which has been grounded. I believe it's also set to, well, 1 second, I need to look at the scenario because it was reset to 20 and 20, I believe, but hold on. 1 second. All right, so the Minnesota had been heavily damaged during the action of the previous day, which was the 8th. The 8th of March, 1862. It is, in effect, grounded outside of Newport News, Virginia, and it's caught on the shallows just about a good bit away from Newport News, but it's overnight, the USS Monitor had anchored nearby, unbeknownst to the Virginia, Patrick Henry, and the Beaufort that are approaching. The Minnesota is their target. It had grounded, and their plan was to sink it the night before. They had already sunk the Cumberland and the Congress, they're both depicted on the map there as well. I put red markers next to them to show their wrecks. The Minnesota, I just put a couple of purple markers, which are flood markers. I'm using for flood markers to depict that it's in trouble and not moving. It actually does not, at least the scenario does not say they have flooding. I'm assuming they had flooding and blah, blah, blah. The scenario says that it actually should be at a structural point of 20 and a BP of 20, which I will correct now. 1 second. doing is I'm actually going to put their. I don't like how this thing does this. Yeah, we know it has 20. It's 20 of 20 and 20 of 20. The markers are not very good there. You know what? I'm actually going to take a 20-sided and put it over here for those. And we'll just use that for a damage BP. BP I'll put as blue. Not the best way to do this, but okay. So I'm using those dice to mark the BP and the SP of the Minnesota, which hopefully can hold out the day here. One of the first things we do if we look down at the turn sequence, and in Tabletop Simulator you can use the Alt key to zoom in. This is a tablet that's looking at directly at the Iron Fire quick reference sheet online. Actually, it's pretty cool. Completely forgot that you could do this. The only thing that's kind of a pain is you gotta scroll in the actual thing, and that's not working very well, is it? All right, let's just go. What we need to do first is do the initiative phase for each side. Each player rolls D10 to determine initiative. Modify shown. Okay. Okay, let's do that. This will be my roll for the Union. Get a 9. Let's get a 7. So the Union has initiative. And what happens is you can declare who goes first. And you can always withhold the movement of at least one ship. So I'm going to let them go. Let's take a look at the Virginia a little bit here. So we got the Virginia. This ship is marked as the Raleigh on the model, but we're using it as a Beaufort or the Beaufort if you're from North Carolina. I'm going to use I don't know if it goes by Beaufort or Beaufort. I'm assuming it was named after South Carolina. Beaufort. And also the Patrick Henry. I'm just double checking that I have the stats on here. Okay. So the Virginia can go up to 6 knots. And we will go ahead and move the Virginia. Now in Tabletop Simulator you can kind of do it the old-fashioned way and measure then move. I just realized the scale on this is pretty long. This is going to take a while. I am going to move these ships in. This is take too long. Okay, we are speeding up time. Didn't realize the table scale on this was this large. All right, so let's see how this goes. This might be horrible. All right, so this ship can go basically 6 inches forward, or it can turn. The turn markers I have over yonder. So if he had wanted to turn, we can put these in front of the ship and do it in either direction. I brought copies of the same turn markers for either direction. Just flip the image and I hold it on a tile. These turn markers are available in the support package. There we go. Now it's moving. See that? All right, so this is going to be useful for when we want to look at the arcs of fire. So behind each armament, behind each cannon or howitzer, there's a marker saying which field of fire, which arc of fire to use for it. So as we start firing, we'll refer back to this. This is a good close-up of it. So most of these ships, I think, are medium turn radius. So what you do is you would mark it up from the front here to go all the way up to that 3M, and you'll see here as we do it. If we turn, probably not going to turn yet. Get these out of the way. Let's get going. So we're going to grab and measure. Now the way you grab and measure in Tabletop Simulator is to grab the model and hit tab. It's a little trick I learned recently with Blooper. Okay. Go ahead and move the monitor. Also with 6. Probably not going to use the turn yet. These also. I believe they can go up to 10. Let's have one thing here. Okay, so the letter behind it is whether it's a screw, side wheel, stern wheel, or any above. Okay, so just to go back, these are screw, and I think wheel. Yes. And we're going to move these up to 10 inch. This guy goes up to 10. He's going to book it. Okay. I think he's 8. Yeah. This is going to take a while with this scale. Didn't realize that this table is as large as it is, actually. Alright, the Minnesota is still grounded. It is turn 2. I believe the Minnesota can roll to get out of that situation in the 10th turn. Turn 2. I'll take it. Turns a little bit. Forget. All right. I'm going to do forego turns. Let's see how many. Let's take a quick look at ranges. Effectively, we need to be, let's see, rifled about 40 inches. Let's see how far apart we are here. Yeah, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. So the rifled, yeah, we're not quite there. All right, so I think I'm just going to start moving both. Let's just go ahead and move both for now for turn 2. Quick initiative. This is the only thing that kind of bothers me with. You gotta make sure you have a good hold of it before you do the tap. All right, the Virginia's moved. I'll move the monitor. I'm gonna turn a little bit, but I don't think I need to. All right, let's take this. I think it's medium, so at most it can go to that degree. I'm not gonna do it quite yet, and I'm not gonna do the whole thing. So use that when we go. I'm gonna start turning towards them here in a minute. Just get this straight. Now I'm just gonna book it over. Let's see what I think 10. Here. All right, there we go. We are on turn 3. Okay. We're almost there. Let's see again. Let's check again what she's got. What the Virginia's got. She's got 2 12-pound howitzers, 2 6-inch rifle, 6 9-inch smoothbores. Let's take a look at the range of some of these. The 12-pounder howitzers. Let's take a look at those. Where are the howitzers? Okay, short-range howitzers roll as smoothbores oars of the same caliber. At longer ranges, up to 60, they can be represented by using the rules for firing indirect mortars. Fire for howitzers 2, 12-pounder 3 for. Okay, mortars. Maximum range of 60. Fired at stationary targets only. And grounded ships. Okay, the mortars have a penetration of 4 at all ranges, so basically you can fire it as, wow, as a mortar indirectly up to 60 inches. So they can fire, she can fire her howitzers. All right. Interesting. All right. So we have moved That's right. She is, let's see if she can fire howitzers. Yes, she can fire mass howitzers at stationary targets. Yes, okay. That's a 9+ to hit. Wow. Okay, the target is not large. It's not. Wait, let me check that. It is the Minnesota Large. No, me. That's right. All right. Okay, so modifiers. We're not going to be using crew quality for this. We're going to do the basic scenario. It's pretty much even across the board. And basically needs a 9 or a 10 to hit with them as howitzer. Using them as a mortar at this range. Let's see what happens. What is that? There's a 9 or 10 on these. There's 2 of them. Does not hit with the first. Does not hit with the second. Let's make sure that's right. 2 by 12. Oh shoot! Don't put starboard. No, well that doesn't count anyway because they're PNS. And let's go to here to show you what that means. Which is effectively right here, a P or an S. Yeah, sorry, I forgot they were important starboard howitzers. So no, it would not have fired that, but hey, there we go. We looked it up anyway. All right, so it is the next turn for movement. The Beaufort has 1 12-pounder, smooth bore. Oh wow, okay, that's only 15 up to 15 inches. Not sure where we're well beyond. Just make sure. Make sure I get inches on these. Yes. She monitor's got the 11-inch smooth bore. Let's check the range on that. That one's start getting up to the 30. But you don't want to fire on somebody. Let me, while we're looking at this. All right, so let's say we were the monitor. So these numbers, the first number is the target to hit in effect. So between 25 and 30 inches, the monitor would have to get basically a 10 plus on its roll. And it would only be able to meet armor thickness of 2. Excuse me. So in effect, probably only damage an unarmored enemy. In effect, what you want to do is you want to get close enough so that the damage effect on the right side will be beyond the thickness of the armor. Now the Virginia has an AT of 5 on all its sides, I believe, as well as the monitor does as well. So in effect, we have to get them within, pretty much within the 15-inch range or 20-inch range to be effective. So I'll come into effect here in a moment. but I don't believe the. Let's check the arcs on some of these. All right, so that is a Ford. It's a 12-pounder on the Ford. I fit all 15 inches on them. Let's just get a good idea how close. No way near it. Okay. They do have 4.5 on these. 6-inch smoothbore. Okay. All right, the turn. Union. 8 initiative. Feds. 9. So the Union, they're going to choose for the Union to move first. They could have moved first if they wanted to. Okay. Going to cause a mayhem with the Beaufort. Let's take a look at the ranges here. Both of these have front. So they have a front pivot or forward pivot. Let's look at this. There's and the one that so the forward pivot is about a 90 degree. Yeah, interesting. Okay. And then there's a if it has an E behind it, it's an extended arc. Such guns are mounted so their field is 180. Interesting. So that would be the other one here. Yeah. As you can see, the FE is the whole front. FP is only 90 degrees from the sides there. Interesting. So the smooth bores on the monitor are actually up to 30 inches. We're not going to fire them yet. I will fire them on some of these smaller vessels because I think they're unarmored, both of them. Correct. it's gonna be another turn. Turn 4. Union strikes out on initiative. Okay, let's take another look at Minnesota. Okay, that's what I thought. They have a pretty significant amount of smoothbores on their port side. They have 8-inch smoothbores and a 9-inch smoothbore, so let's take a look at that because they can still fire. Okay, we definitely need to keep track of that because he's got a pretty good broadside. Like up to about 30. Not quite. I believe monitor's medium. So you can turn basically at that radius. In effect, oh, damn. Go like this. It's about like that. Okay. How far are we? These guys have moved yet. They're gonna move now. To take a look at what is the turn on this guy. It's a turn of a very small, so they can actually turn at that right there. They can turn extremely well. But you can go up to 10. Check one thing. Sure not disobeying rules with turning here. I had also assumed that everybody was at full maximum speed as they came in. You can adjust speed at the end of your movement if desired. Right now we're going to keep full speed. You can go 10. I think I'm going to go like this. And then you can end up pretty much like that. There. It's going to be a tempting, juicy target as the Virginia hones in on the Minnesota. Might have been a mistake, but who knows? Who knows? We just go for it. All right. Patrick Henry will do 8 inches. Okay. Things are about to get interesting. We are on turn 5. Minnesota can roll to unground at turn 10. Okay, and again, these are wrecks. They're not involved. And things are gonna heat up here, I think. Let's take a good look at them. Turn sequence again. Okay, let's start obeying the turn sequence a little closer. Repair phase, we're not doing that yet. Nobody's taken enough to do anything. Initiative phase, we already did it. Movement phase, we're not doing torpedoes. We're not forcing engines at this moment. We're moving the ships. Raising, not doing anything. We're not. This is when the one thing to note here is that you change the speed at the end of your movement, so you declare it for the next turn, which I think is an interesting rule. Drift phase, no drifting. Shooting phase is when we start doing it. We're not doing any crew quality stuff, but if we had personality traits, razor sharp captains would go first. They kind of skip in line a little bit. We move all torpedoes, and now we're resolving gunfire. Now, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to give the winner of initiative first go, and then you alternate. Let's just take a look at what we'll just do it by the closest ship Beaufort can do here. And she has, I think, forward P. Now my intention was to keep it so that she could still fire, and I made a horrible mistake here. Would not have done what I did. I'm actually going to undo that further. Alright. Oh, what happened there? That was interesting. I think some of these models have a weird toppage to them, like a virtual toppage. All right, so we are definitely within FP front pivot arc. Now let's see how far we are. We're 20 here, 25 here. They have a 112-pound smoothbore, which doesn't, I think, can only go up to 15. Let's measure that again. Yeah, I think they only have 15 on that. Let's just triple check that. 12-pounder smoothbore. Yeah, it's only up to 15. Sorry about that. Alright, I think Patrick Henry has a little bit better. You have 6-inch smoothbores in the front, forward, and aft, as well as the starboard. Okay, and the E means that they have it up to the 180 degree there. The monitor obviously has a turret. She has 11-inch smoothbores, and I think they're definitely in range. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Beaufort's BP and SP. I don't think I marked it. Moment. It's only 5 and 4. No, I did have it there. 5, 5, 4, 4. Sorry. All right. So we will definitely take a fire on her. The 11-inch smooth bore. So we need a 7 plus to hit, as you can see here. 25. Let's measure that again. That's exact. Just under 25. So choose the roll on the 9 plus. Need the 9 plus, and we'll only get a penetration of 2. Did not get it. Didn't think so, but don't think anybody. How she can fire his howitzers. I'm doing it to base. She needs a 9 plus on that. Oh, those are still important. Starboard. No, she cannot do that. Everything's important starboard on the Virginia. 6-inch smooth boards I don't think can get. I don't know if I marked those properly. There's 6-inch smooth boards. I'll assume they're equivalent of 8-inch. So let's see. It's the arc. Yeah, we do have 4F, so we got 2 by. Nope. All right, next round, I think. Yeah. This is where initiative might come into play. Union 8. Confederate 6. Okay. Alright, we are going to let them move. Declaring that. Let's move this way up. She's got 10 knots. She's got the pretty tight, very small vessel turn, so upwards of 180 degrees within about 2 inches. I think I'm gonna do the whole thing because I think she has forward only. Yeah, FP. I'm gonna hold my movement. I'll declare my movement from Minnesota. Minnesota's a ground. She can't move. Being's gonna hold. When you win initiative, you can hold to be the final move. within 15, when I get within 15 inches, I could start bearing down Minnesota while I wait for her to get up. Okay, I'm gonna get into gunnery again. Make sure I got this right. Okay, no torpedoes, blah blah blah, resolve gunpowder, we're not gonna be boarding. I will fire with the monitor first. This should give her something to think about. Between 15 and 20. She needs a 5+ and she'll penetrate 4. Does basically 4 damage or 4 penetration, and then there's a chart to determine here. Let's see where that is. Back at the gunnery here, mod. First cannon does not. Wow, boom, boom, nothing. That was horrible. All right. Can she fire? Probably 12 powder smoke bores. I think it's up to 15. No. No. Okay. Don't think she can. Bars. Square 8. Let's measure that. Oh. 6 inches and 9 men. 9 inches and 7-inch rifle. 6 and 7 and 9. 6 and 7. That's might just be able to. Yes, they can. The rifles can fire pretty good. She did not turn. You know what? I am going to correct that. Excuse the retroactive movement there. Okay, so we're up to the 25 on the 7-inchers, 5+. Did not. Did not. Are you kidding me? Well, at least everybody's doing poorly. It was a 7 inchers. I think she's got 6-inch rifles, which probably can do it as well. Yeah, X6 plus on that. Nope. Just 2. Finally, 1 hit. Alright, so it's a port side pivot, 6-inch rifle, does hit with 3 penetration. No armor on the Minnesota. Okay, so I think that just, we don't check penetration, so it just takes right off the SP. Let's see if I can fix that. Right now. Just gonna mark it. Right here for now. Visualize it anyway. All right, so again, the Minnesota has started the scenario with structural points of 20, and they have BP of 20 as well. We're not gonna get the BP damage until we have flooding. Oh, let's see. Anything else? I think that was it. No, you can fire them. 3 of them. That's 7+. Okay, that's 1 hit. Two hits. So that's let's go look at the damage on that. Damage rating. It's 2. So 2 for each of those. 1, 2. 13. 13 of 20. All right, she's getting hit here. I think that is it for the turn. Get this bad boy up here. What turn are we on? On turn 6. She can't unground yet. So hopefully she can survive. Probably won't. We'll see. All right, so let's get down to brass tacks. Initiative 7 for Union. 2 for the Confeds. We will hold our movement. We will perform a movement for Minnesota. So let's make them go first. Patrick Henry. I think I'm gonna. It's turn radius. That's a turn medium. It takes a good. Watch. Just give you an idea what the radius can be there. This is the medium range. What does she have? She's got 4 Ds or port and starboard, 6 Okay, so forward aft, they have basically covered all his arcs. I think I'm gonna do a slow turn here. Just gonna go like this. Probably end up there. It's a little too much. Monitor's gonna hold. We're gonna burn the Minnesota move. We're gonna force the Beaufort to move here. She's got 10, and she can do a VS turn. A VS turn is that turn right there. She can go up to about 180 degrees, which is nice. Let's do some pre-measures here. So she'll bring it like that and move. She's trying to give Monitor something to think about instead of hitting the Virginia. Alright, Monitor is holding its move as the initiative winner. Forcing the Virginia to do something here. Virginia, I think, is on medium. Can do upwards of that. Just use that as a frame of reference. Can do that turn radius basically. That. She's only got 6 knots on her though. Do better. Spin my hand up and down like that with the radius. Like that. Fudge a little bit for each. Give a little bit of fudge on each side. Alright. Okay, now it's the Monitor. The beautiful thing about the low freeboard monitors, they don't really have to care about too much about where they're pointed here. Now, she's a medium as well. Just to give you an idea what its turn radius could be. It's like that. Let's do that as a frame of reference. Just turn some stuff collide a little bit. Maybe about 4 forward. It's going to end up about like maybe I want to trace the curve. Something to that degree. Again, a little difficult to be precise here. Such as scale naval with turn radius in Tabletop Simulator, but it's still a very good medium to play. I think that's it. We don't have any of the other turn. We won an initiative, so we actually get to fire one first. I think I might even fire the broadside. 8 and 9 inch smooth bores. At 12.5. Tasty. All right. So this is a good amount of broadside. She can bring some cannonballs along the Beaufort here. 5 pluses for the 8s. Wow. One, two, three, 7 rolls at I think it was technically more than 15 inches, so it's about 4 plus. Right. We got 4 hits. She's going down. Wow. Yeah, she's at BP 0, SP 0. I really don't like how they do text on this. She's pretty much a wreck. I'm just gonna mark it as such, just mean that she's sinking at this point. She's SP 0. Right now, 24 to the Virginia, 11 and she's not gonna penetrate on that. So I'll show you why I'm not gonna fire there. So they got the 5 plus and a normal penetration of 4. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong. No. No. That's correct. Second. It is smooth bars. Yeah, they do that. Wow. That's a ton of damage. Yeah, never put a VS steamer next to a broadside laden shit. But that's actually one cool thing about this rule set is that everything is per cannon, per shot. That's a pretty significant broadside for that ship. It's not even bother fire there. I do it basically base to base. Just make it a lot easier. 18. Okay, so 5 plus. Oop. Oh boy. Yeah, it's going to be a 5 plus out of 4 penetration. The damage rating with above it will be 4 per. Okay. Need a 5 or better. Nope. The monitor. No, nope. The monitor's doing horrible. Okay. Virginia's firing back. Forward. It's got 7-inch rifles and forward. C. Alright, that's casemate forward. Alright. Oh, okay. So there is that degree of, I think she's got him with the forward casemate. 1. Anything else there? No. 2 by. 3 here. Range. 7 plus 30. It's not going to do any damage. Not even worth it. It's not going to penetrate. Okay, let's take a look at that. 7-inch rifled. No, the only way they'll penetrate the monitor is at 5 inches or closer. Up to 5 inches. Yep, that's the life. She got one 12-pounder smoothbore. Will not penetrate. Dink. Alright. We're on the next turn, which is now up to 7. So hopefully the Minnesota can knock ground there. Otherwise, she's going to be toast. She's at 13, I believe. All right. Yeah, perfect. 1 that time. They're going to force the monitor to go first. Force the unit to go first, so we could burn Minnesota. Let's do that. Okay, so she was down to nothing, very beyond nothing, I think. Let's just double check what happens. Okay, so it's the current speed of 0. Ship's SP is reduced to 0. The upper works have been reduced to ruin. Ship loses structural integrity. The hull begins to break up, and the crew abandons ship. Ship's treated having the current speed of 0 and drifts. Alright, so it just drifts. I can't remember how far the drift is. Ten. 2 inches. Okay, so they must move the monitor. She's got 6. But let's turn it on. That is basically where it'll end up. All right. That's everything. Beaufort had drifted. She had been gutted by the Minnesota. Patrick Henry had gone. She's only got 6-inch smooth bores. It's a little bit over 10 inches. I'm not going to penetrate anyway. Just for memory's sake for everybody, she's got 5.55. So forward stern, met FSD, size forward, size rear is 5.55. Whoa. Put it at 20. For both of them, who fires first? The Confeds do, I believe. So let's see what Virginia can do. 2 12-pound howitzers. Has to fire them as howitzers, I think, beyond 15 inches. Sucks, almost. Needed a 9+, I think, on those for that range. But now she's got 9-inch smoothbores, 6 of them. Let's do that. That's 3 on the port side, 9-inch. That's 5+. It's not going to penetrate though. Damn, what the hell does she have that can penetrate? Oh, the 12-pounders at close range. Interesting. Yeah, they're not going to penetrate either ship. It's not going to penetrate unless we get within 10 inches with the monitor. As you can see here, the monitor's got the 11-inch smoothbore. Up to 10 inches can meet the armor rating of the Virginia, which is 5. So in order to go beyond, the monitor would need to get within 5 inches. So I think both sides are kind of screwed, for lack of a better nautical term. The Minnesota will not penetrate with the 8 or 9-inch smoothbores at that range. Right, the 9-inch would need to get to within 5 inches to do 5, meet the 5. All right. They'll just fire for effect. Boom, boom. Just to piss them off. All right, let's see. Next round. This is Union Initiative 9. Okay, Union has initiative. They want the Confeds to move first. He's getting away from the Minnesota, and he's realizing he cannot penetrate the monitor. Six-inch smoothbore. Let's just verify that he's got smoothbores on each arc, which is really nice, actually. Nope, he cannot penetrate. Okay, the Union must move. We're going to burn a move on Minnesota, which is still active. Virginia must move. It's a reference, but I think I'll turn just a little bit. It's gonna, okay, monitor's moving. time to get in. Take some damage. Oh, wow, this guy nasty. She's got intervening ships. Can't fire on. Myself can't fire. Won't penetrate that. All right, let's see. Firing. I think the Union had gotten honors. 2x11 smoothbore at the between 5 and 10. Okay, now we're right at the edge. So she needs a 3+2 hit and will meet the 5 armor. Let's double check anything else. The target is not low freeboard. It's not small. It's not large. It's not 0. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have anything else. Okay. Rolled a 10, which is a crit. Interesting. This could get interesting. All right, so I did score a hit. Let's see. I met at 11. I got a 5. Then I meet it. I do a 2. I do 2 DR. I do 2 damage. Although, hold on. I do a critical hit, so I don't do the damage. Let's do the critical hit. Critical hit chart is down yonder. And it's a D20. Okay. SP damage. Okay. All right, let's roll a D20, see what we get. Ooh, 15 was that. Ah, boiler valves damaged. Is armor penetration correct? I did do an armor penetration. Boiler valves damaged. Ship reduces speed at 3 knots per turn until it reaches a standstill or damage is repaired. Interesting. We do SP apply. Non-penetrating DR if penetration equals or penetrating DR. Okay, so I did do the SP damage as well. So it has a boiler valve damage. All right. All right. SP is now. Holy crap! Is that its SP? that up. Wow, that's amazing. That just seems. Holy crap. 143. 43. That's still an amazing amount of structural integrity compared to the monitor, which only has 40. Wow, incredible. Okay. But at least I made it slow down. So it'll go down to 3 next turn movement. Alright, so that was that. Let's see what she can do in return. 2 by 1. That doesn't look right either. Port or star. Port or star. So it's 6-inch rifle or 9-inch smooth. Also has 2 by 12 pound smooth bore. Let's do the 212 bar. Alright, first one. I believe we're still out. Do this again. Let's get 12 pound smooth. That's not even gonna get in. No, that's not gonna do it. It's the rifles that are gonna get in. It's the 8-inch rifles that'll get it at this range, 3+. Well, he's only a 7-inch. Holy moly. That will not penetrate. Double check that I wrote that right. So it's got 2 by 7-inch rifles, 2 by 6-inch rifles, 6 by 9-inch smooth bores. Let's check the smooth bores. Smooth bores can do it at 5 inches as well. But she's got to get within 5 inches of them. Holy moly. And they're not. That's ping ping. Ping 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 ping. Nothing there. Just the range here. Not going to penetrate from the Minnesota. I think that's it. She cannot penetrate the monitor at that range. Okay. Wow. Ping. All right. This is initiative for turn 8. Okay, Confederates get the initiative. They're going to force movement. This person still had to burn a movement here. Okay. Patrick Henry. That's not good. Patrick Henry is getting the hell out of dodge. take a good look at this now. We're also at 3 inches because of the boiler valve damage. Now, before we move, I think I need to roll for the repair. Attempt to repair damaged boiler valve. Repair roll with a D10 modified by crew quality on a final score of 6 or more. And you have 6 or better to repair that boiler valve. Again, we're not doing crew. Yeah, I repaired it. Boiler valve damage. I assume that takes effect immediately. Let's just check that. Yeah, it's repaired. So she can go 6 inches. Alright. Got about more like that. And then forward sense. That's about half of the movement. And then about 3 more inches from there. Now the monitor. The monitor is going to be a jackass. And try to get without outside of the range. Let's use that reference. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I think. Right about here or so. No, she's still got it. Right. Fair is fair. Ooh, this could get interesting. All right, so blah blah blah. I think that's all movement. And here we go. Let's do the. I believe the Confederates got that. All right, so 7 inches below 5. The 7-inch rifles are the ones that can get them. And you've only got one. Let's roll for it. I'll check it. It's a free class. Haha, critical. Oh. All right. So The Virginia scored a critical on the monitor. Interesting. Let's go figure that out. Right. Alright, let's do the D20. A 2. Probably not very good. Hole hit below the waterline. Apply 1 flood marker. Actually pretty good. SP damage. Apply non-penetrating DR as damage to SP. Well, that's interesting too. Son of a biscuit got pretty damn good hit. Seven-inch does 6 SP, as well as a flood marker. I have to read up on the flood marker. And the damage is 6 SP, so it now has 34 of 40 SP. Need to read for one moment about the flood marker. Okay, so floods cause 1d6 BP damage, BP, at the start of the flooding segment in the repair phase. If the result is a roll of 6, apply this damage to the BP and roll the 6 again, so it can get pretty catastrophic. Now, let's go look at the repair phase. So it doesn't really take effect until the next turn, but let's take a good look at that. All right. Ships with SP and or PP. Test for ships take damage from fire. Ships take damage from flooding. They have to stop flooding. Damage from flooding and attempt to stop flooding. Okay, so I'm assuming that you immediately take that BP and then you can try to stop it. Okay, so it's a roll. Okay, so we gotta do that next turn. But let's get the page up for handle it. I believe the monitor gets another fire. Yes. So the monitor gets to fire back with 2x11 smoothbore at less than 5. So 11-inch, less than 5. I need 4s or betters, and I get a 6 penetration, which definitely goes over it. All right, we get 2 of these bad boys. Need 4 or better. I scored 1. So I need to, now so I do a get 6 SP on this, which really doesn't do that much. She's now at 135 of 143. Incredibly powerful. I believe that's it because, and I did the full 6. Let me show you that. I did the full 6. No, I don't do 4. I'm sorry, I look all the way in the right in the DR column. I penetrated because I did a 6 and her side armor is 5, so I exceeded it, so I do the number on the right, so I do 4 DR. So she gets coming back next wave. Alright, so I think that is it. We're now into the brutal phase, in which case my assumption is historically you would not let your seed have to get in that close to do the damage, especially for the Virginia, which she's got so much more structural integrity. Right, we are on turn 9. Next turn, the Minnesota can test to unground. Union gets 8. Feds have 5, so Union gets to go as initiative, and they're going to force the other side to go. Patrick Henry will move. I think she's got a. Is this the medium one? Yes. So she's got an 8. So I think I can do about that. Okay, now Union goes. Burns, Minnesota. Virginia must go. She just stay at 6. Stay at 6 knots. Is she gonna stay at 6 knots? Technically, she could go to 3 knots. I am going to declare 3 knots, but she has to go 6. I am reducing speed to 3 knots. I'm going to go. Like this, but I am going to turn it. Which will probably take me to like that. Should keep me. Yes. I think that's everybody over here. Everybody else is rank rack or sinking. Monitor must move. I think the monitor's gone. Oh, actually, the monitor needs to do the repair check. It gets 6 BP or up to 6 BP. Did I put a 6-inch? Not a 6, but a 6-sided die here. This is how many BP it takes. 3 BP. And then I think it's a roll of 6 or better on a D10. Yes. To stop, to repair the flood. Oh, yes, thank God. All right, takes out the flood. That could have been bad. Okay, so that's that. She's in the way here anyway, so we're pretty much one-on-one here. I believe the Union had 1, so they will fire first. 2-11 by smoothbore. I think I need 4s or betters. And this could start damaging. Alright, I only got 1 hit. I think that does 4 structural. Yeah, no crit on that. Okay. She fires back with the 7-inch rifle, I think is the only one that can penetrate. And she gets a crit. Oh god. I think it's the Confederates, the A for rolling. Alright. Let's go back to the crit. Let's bring this up here. Look at it after we roll. Yeah, unbelievable. The Confederates are, the Union is rolling how I normally roll, unfortunately. Let's see what she gets. She got a 13, which is heavy weapon damage. 2 adjacent guns are knocked out. Guns lost are determined randomly and do not have to be on the engaged side. Oh, bugger. I believe that's the match. Oh, that's horrible. All right. Yeah, so it's 2 11-inch smoothbores are now out of action. Yeah, probably the worst possible critical hit that the monitor could have taken. It is penetration is required, and I believe it did have it because it was in 5 inches. Yeah, son of a biscuit. All right, so then they also had taken. Let's go look at the damage because I think they still take the damage as well. The 13 apply. It does get that damage as well, which was 7-inch rifle at 5 is 6. So she's also wow. Yeah, that would be the moment at which I would call the match. He will speed away. I think she could survive withdrawal. I'm going to call a match just for time as well, but that was probably one of the more interesting Iron and Fire battles I've ever had. We had got a good hit on the Virginia, caused a boilerplate issue. She repaired very easily. The monitor had been hit, got flooding, repaired the flooding. Thankfully, that could have been even worse. But it was that heavy, it's the critical hit against the turret, basically, that has effectively made the monitor not have offensive power. Now, it would have been the 10th turn. So what I will roll for, or at least go look at the rule for real quick, is to see if the Minnesota okay, I need a 6 or greater. We're not being assisted by anybody. We're at 0. So I need a 6 or better to unground the Minnesota. Let's just see what happens there, just curious. Okay, so she is now not grounded. So that could get a little interesting. I am going to save the game and probably just call it as a Confederate victory. And thank you for watching. If you did watch, sure, I absolutely messed up rules all over the place, and David Manley probably was cringing if he's watching this. But I learned a lot. I'm going to go back and read back through the rules yet again, because I know I probably did a few things wrong. But wow, all I got to say is the Virginia, that's a mighty beast. It doesn't have its RAM for this scenario. I didn't say that at the beginning. But man, it's got some structural integrity. It does have. I played the monitor horribly. I mean, I would have kept the monitor at further than 5 inches from Virginia. I wouldn't technically meta game knowledge know that, of course, as the captain, but that's what I would have to do, right? If I kept it at between 5 and 10 inches, I could potentially score damage against it, and it could not penetrate my armor. So I kind of let myself get in there just for show here, just to kind of show you how the Virginia could do damage or enough damage to cause an issue, and obviously it did cause an issue. Give you a little bit more of a close up here. So interesting match. I'm going to end the streaming now.